Welcome to City on a Hill Gaming, a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons actual play podcast. We hope you enjoy our episode. Welcome back to City on a Hill Gaming. I'm not your game master, Ryan. I'm Ryan. Hi. Today I am not your game master. This is not 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons, our normal. I'm actually going to play a thing, so I'm just going to turn it over to the man behind the big screen with all the pretty dice, Mike. Why don't you introduce the game, and then we'll introduce characters and do all that fun stuff.
Thank you, sir. Yes, my name is Mike. Some of you may know me from the Geek at Arms podcast, and today I am game mastering an adventure that takes place right after the events of Rogue One in the Star Wars universe. We are going to be playing the Star Wars role-playing game 2nd edition, revised and expanded, with some house rules filled in. And yeah, hoping we have a good time.
Star Wars.
Yeah. I did. Did I mention that it was Star Wars?
It's Star Wars.
It is definitely the Star Wars D6 role-playing game, 2nd edition, revised and expanded.
I love Star Wars. Okay, let's do this.
I feel like we should have the music playing in the background for this intro.
I tried, but
Can Ryan afford to pay the licensing fees on that?
Ryan cannot. I get 8 seconds, I think. Okay, that's probably all.
Are we going to introduce our characters and introduce Geek at Arms?
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll go with that. Actually, why don't you introduce? Let's do Geek at Arms first. Just if you want to brief overview that, and then we'll throw the socials at the end.
Sure. Geek at Arms is a podcast camped at the crossroads of Christian faith and geek culture. And what we do is we, being my co-hosts, Bryan and James, we discuss what's been going on in our geeky consumption of very geeky things, whether that be novels, movies, comics, historical swordsmanship, a whole variety of things. And then we usually do a deep dive on one topic every show. So it's a mix match of a lot of things in terms of what we do with our lives and our hobbies.
And actually, since they are also here, why don't Bryan and James, you guys do your characters first?
Hi, I'm Bryan, the aforementioned co-host of Geek at Arms. I'm playing Nedros Tranix, a human technical officer with the Rebels.
And hello, I'm James. I round out the Trinity here at Geek at Arms, and I'm playing a human U-Wing pilot named Rizio Riz Tane.
And I guess Kaza?
I'm Kaja Fraley. Mike is my husband. I am playing Truana. She is a Triani, which is a cat-like creature. And she has a role in the Republic of some kind.
It feels very very rebellion to me. It's just like, we do stuff. We don't really worry about the titles as much as the Imperials do. It's not as important.
Yeah.
Justin.
I'm a thing.
Justin.
Yes. I'm Justin. Chivalry Bean on the internet. I'm playing Deepin Puan. I'm on Calamari with some sneaky skills in a sniper rifle, and he probably wants Blue Mill.
I mean, who doesn't? That's fair. Yeah. And I am playing Krev Grennan, who is a Verk bounty hunter. And he falls somewhere between like he looks like Cad Bane, but he acts like Dash Rendar, and that was a lot of very specific Star Wars references. I'm sorry.
Wow, I'm going down an extended universe plot hole here.
You know what? We have Wikipedia for a reason,
It's
and
true.
we have canon for a reason.
That's
So this
also
is how-
true. Because Cad Bane looks cool, but he's not a nice man.
No.
And Dash Rendar is a pretty okay person most of the time. Plus, Shadows of the Empire is a good book, so there's that.
And
If we're gonna, like I say, if we're gonna deep dive into Star Wars lore here, is Jackson ever gonna get a mention in this game at all?
he just did.
Done. Wait, who's Jackson?
I linked, if you scroll up enough, you'll see the link to Stormtrooper Bob, if you've never heard that before.
Yeah, there you go.
Stormtrooper Bob. Good man. There's a lot of Star Wars stuff, and it's mostly good.
Especially Tunis.
Ugh.
All
Okay.
right.
Yes, Mike. Let's. I want to punch a stormtrooper right in the face.
Oh yeah, just definitely do that,
Okay,
and
let's do
have
this.
some brass knuckles, because that's
Those helmets are hard looking.
Those things are hard.
Yes.
All right. 9 hours ago, General Kraken hurriedly assembled your team to provide ground support reinforcement on the planet Scarif. Your mission was to provide rear line harassment to buy time for a rogue strike force to infiltrate an Imperial citadel and steal plans for the new Imperial battle station equipped with enough firepower to destroy an entire planet. 23 minutes ago, your U-Wing came out of hyperspace, racing towards an already closing shield gate. You entered the atmosphere of Scarif as further support was cut off behind you. There, you engaged Imperial TIE fighter defenses, cutting you off from your landing zone. And as the TIE fighter blasters fired, disabled your shields and raked your hull, you lost your main drive and damaged your controls. 12 minutes ago, your U-Wing lost altitude and smashed into the planet's surface 15 clicks away from your planned landing zone. Of the crew of 10, only you 5 survived. You crawled from the wreckage to see an immense battle station appear in orbit. 20 seconds ago, a blinding light cut through the atmosphere and reduced your mission site to ash and dust. The skies are still filled with the screech of TIE fighters as desperate rebel fighters attempt to flee. You are grounded with a craft damaged beyond hope on an Imperial-controlled world. What do you do? Here is a map of your, let's be generous and call it a landing site.
Very loosely it looks, yes. It's time to find a way out then. What do we see immediately around us that's not just natural to Scarif?
That is an excellent question. What I'll let you do is make a perception roll. This will count for everything you happen to notice as you were coming down in your, let's be generous and call it your landing site, where you wound up. So we're going to cover all of your perceptions as you were coming through the atmosphere.
I was far, far away from a window.
Yes. Also, there is a mechanic in the D6 Star Wars 2nd edition, which is called the Wild Die. When you make a roll in D20 or in roll 20, there will be a green box if you rolled a 6 on that wild die, letting you know that your roll exploded. If there is a red box around your roll, that lets you know that there is a 1 on the wild die, and the 1 is not a critical failure, but it does mean that we can do one of 3 things. 1, just let the roll slide and say add it up as normal. 2, you drop the highest and lowest rolls. Or 3, the game master introduces a complication. So
Complicate away.
We'll just see how this roll goes, and we're not saying it's anybody's fault, Krev, but you know there may have been. Okay, we have Deepin has rolled a 13. We have Ryan, you've rolled a 16 with a 1 on the wild die. Bryan, you've rolled a 19. Go you. And Kaza, you've rolled an 11. Okay, those of you who have rolled 11 and above, do notice that this is well away from where you were intended to be, which is good for you because that's now incinerated. Nedros, you notice that this was not a single installation planet. A planetary shield should tip you off to the fact that it's not just one building that they're protecting, but there are multiple installations on this planet. Nedros, you notice that there is a place away from the south that seemed to have another encampment, some jungle cleared away, and there were other buildings in that area. It looks like the closest patch of civilization, and it's Imperial controlled, but there was enough space to have a hangar. So it's likely that there are some places that you might be able to steal a starship or stow away on a starship somewhere in that area.
All right. Well, friends, I think our ride's not going anywhere. We've completely lost an engine. This thing's not getting off the ground.
Correction there, I'm afraid, because there is a complication with your Clash starship, and it is probably going to get off the ground in a number of different directions.
Oh no!
It looks like that core is going critical, and it is smoking and glowing and whining.
As the one who
actually, guys, we should get away from this thing like right now.
Yeah.
Would it be better to go run or just take cover in the sinkhole?
I think that that running and taking cover in the sinkhole would be great ideas.
Is there a bottom to that sinkhole?
You're gonna find out.
Yay!
How much
Sarlacc
do you wanna know
pit.
about
Sarlacc
sinkholes?
pit. Sarlacc pit. Oh.
That would be dastardly. Yeah, let's do this.
And I am not seeing my little Yoda dude.
You'll
Yeah,
need to, yeah, you'll have
around
to bring
here.
Hello Kitty Yoda back on from the character sheet. There you go.
Oh, there we
Yeah,
go.
we're all running that direction. Okay.
Yes.
All right, so let's make a running roll and a dodge roll to take cover. Now, the way that these rolls work in D6 is you can move up to 10 meters as an action, which I guess you don't have to make a roll for that. You're going to be able to make that in one round, but it will be an action. You can perform as many actions as you would like in a round, but you subtract one die roll. 1 die for 2 actions, 2 die from each roll for 3 actions, 3 die for each roll for 4 actions. So go ahead and give me your dodge roll to take cover.
-1 dice.
-1 dice.
Okay.
Justin, you have rolled just under what we need in order to get clear of the blast. Now you can choose to whether to try to absorb that blast with your strength. The general rule in Star Wars D6 is don't get hit. No, really, don't get hit. Or you can take one of your character points and add character point in the character sheet to give your roll a 1d6 boost. Which would you like to do?
I'll do a character point. So I'm running towards the hole. It looks a little deep. So he kind of grabs onto this these leaves here because he's scared, and then the cord blows and he's like, oh no, I should let go. So I'll roll 1 extra d6, and I got a 1.
That tipped the scales just enough to get you where you needed to be.
So I roll down the sinkhole to, well, I don't know how far I rolled. I got 2 1s, so I don't know if that's a complication, but I'll let you decide.
I'm going to not put complication upon complication. This would make for if we were sitting at a table and doing an extra long adventure, we'd probably, I don't know, we'd probably just let you keep on going down that sinkhole. Who knows? But I'm going to opt to just let this, we do have the freedom of saying, just leave it. Especially because we don't want to torture one player too much. All
As we
right.
clear the lip of the sinkhole, can we see the bottom, or does it sink all the way into a cave?
You can see the bottom.
I'm
It's
currently in the bottom, and I'm like, I'm deep in this hole.
Oh, timing.
Stop thinking.
So here you are, exploded starship, sitting in a hole on an Imperial world. What are we doing?
Has the starship actually exploded?
Oh, it has exploded
Okay.
Justin covered the fact that it did explode. But if you want to know how it explodes, it is a blinding flash of light, and you feel the heat and the shockwave pass over you as bits of metal and terrain are just pelting down around you and onto you, painfully but not damagingly so.
As bits of my ship come down on my head, I say, man, I only had 1 payment left.
This is the way.
This is the way.
Right then,
I
so
haven't
we
actually seen the show, but
I mean, it's the reference to make if you're gonna make one. Right then, we should we get going then.
How far away is that second installation that you saw, Ned?
It didn't look terribly far away. I think we can reach it. Hopefully we can reach it without getting dead first.
Always a
I like
preference in.
Version of us.
Well, I would arm up with what's in the ship, but that's still in the sky coming down, so let's roll.
To your credit, you do have arms that do come down from the exploding ship. Your droid pal that was on it, his arm just lands.
I knew you were going to say that.
Oh.
So are we going through these caves? Are we going towards the shimmering waterfall?
Ooh.
Or just loading a new screen?
Well, First, we have to find the singing bush, and after we say the magic words, that will summon the invisible swordsman.
Okay, right. In that order?
Yes.
Okay. I always forget.
All right.
Ooh,
This
pretty.
this trek through the jungle is a lot harder than it looked like on the outset. That even though this wasn't all that long of a distance, this is difficult terrain. There isn't anything in terms of paths. There are no roads leading from one installation, or at least from your crash site to an installation. Give me a perception check.
19?
What is pretty noticeable is that anyone getting 10 or above notices that there is an Imperial shuttle that is tracking with the location of your crash site. It looks like the Imperials are investigating where these rebel ships have come down, and will probably be fanning out to see if there are any survivors, if they can track them.
Right, then do we just want to take that then? It means we don't have to deal with the whole installation and just take it from them.
It sets down, drops a crew off, and takes off. I'm so sorry.
Oh, disappointing.
I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to MacGuffin that.
No,
but
that's fine. That's fine.
Imagination is that as you had gotten some distance, you saw it come over, set down, and then leave.
Okay. Well, given the circumstances, that makes more sense. They're not going to,
Yeah.
spend the afternoon searching our campsite or our crash site, given the, war around them.
Right. But expect scouts. Expect who knows.
So we should, if we keep moving quickly enough, they're going to have to be cautious as they move forward in case of ambush. So if we're quick, we can stay ahead of them unless they've got speeders.
And they may not even realize any of us survived.
We take the
Down the
speeders.
speeder?
Yeah, they don't know how many of us were in that ship, so I say let's book it.
Yeah.
And stay ahead and get out as quickly as possible. We don't have time for an engagement.
Works for me then.
All right. So let's keep this pace moving. Let's trudge on through this jungle, and let's get some stamina rolls to make sure that we can keep the pace we need to keep.
Is that just a pure strength roll?
If you do not have the stamina skill, go ahead and roll your strength skill or your strength attribute.
Good.
Because you have every skill in the game.
Right.
There's no trained, untrained.
I think I'm gonna be having to
Can
drag
someone
Nedros
carry
along.
me?
Maybe I have to carry two, you guys.
I apparently fell in a hole.
I'll carry one, you carry the other then.
Nedros and
I might need a hand also.
You definitely have character points to spend. Ooh,
There we go.
that is beautiful.
Love that.
One thing about adding character points is it is a 1d6 roll, but if that lands on a 6, you get to re-roll it and add that to the result. And if it's a 6 again, you keep on adding it. And yeah, so you can roll 16 on 1d6.
Yeah, can you use multiple points at one time?
You can use up to 2 character points for any skill roll.
Okay.
That's what I did. That's why I got to 16.
Dope.
And if it is a defensive skill roll, you can spend up to 5.
Oh.
So you're trying to dodge and get out of the way of Rancor throwing a tree at you, or if, say, you fail that and the Rancor does throw a tree at you and you want to add to your strength roll so that you do not die, because you do not get hit in D6 because it hurts. You can add the character points to your strength to resist that damage.
Do I need to roll another character point?
I am looking at your. Let's see. You have just barely cleared the first threshold, so some of you really have to muster yourselves and push on through this thick and muggy, sticky, humid environment.
I'm just like, hey, I love the water. I'm do.
I keep having to stop and lift myself down because I'm a cat and I don't like being wet.
As you continue on, you are coming to a point where the trees thin just a little bit in a clearing where there's some rocks, some trees, a stream, And let's get a perception roll.
Water is wet.
Very wet. I have another of the ones.
There are a lot of ones.
There's a whole lot of ones.
Yes, they are. All right. Those of you who rolled a 1 on the wild die, there are 2 of you. You are confident, and I mean your characters are confident that you heard nothing.
Perfect.
And that there is nothing to hear. For those of you who rolled higher than a rolled higher than a 9, you are confident that you do hear footsteps running this way, and you do know that there are bits and pieces of scattered blaster fire in various directions from your position. Most of them are way out in the distance, but there is one set of blaster fire that was disconcertingly close, and it is in the same direction as the sound of something moving through the jungle towards your position.
There is something big coming at us?
Bigger than a field mouse. Wait a second. Yeah, definitely bigger than a field mouse.
I'm gonna drop where I am here in this edge of the water and point my blaster in the direction of the noise.
Yes, I am all alert and ready to defend myself.
Krev just keeps walking.
I'll follow Krev because obviously he knows what he's doing.
Okay.
I don't know any better.
And Nedra says, "Eyes up! Something's coming."
Hey, what?
Yep.
No, you're wrong.
you
Didn't hear anything.
Are you sure?
Okay.
Quite.
Definitely nothing.
You guys hear it?
All right, we hunker down then.
All right. Okay.
Would this count as a moist environment?
I would say that being in a stream as you are, you are distinctly moist.
Okay, because I get a plus 1d bonus to Dex, Perception, and Strength. But if it's dry, I get a minus 1d. So
This is
it's purely psychological though. So
If he's on dry land, he's okay. But the second he steps foot in a creek, he's dynamite.
It's right.
like calcium carbide, explosive when wet. All right.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I stand in the water, alert but not happy.
Yeah.
There's a very nonplussed kitty cat.
There are any of you hiding in your positions?
I'm taking cover behind and within the foliage of this tree.
How deep is the stream?
It's going to be thigh deep, so it's
Okay,
not
never mind.
a raging river.
well, I have the stealth sneak skill, so I might as well. It's a perception, so would I plus 1d means I roll an extra die, right?
Yes, and you can use the dice roll modifier.
I'm crouching down in some reeds along the bushes along the edge.
If I can move, I'll go by this rock.
I'll probably end up under the same bushes over there.
Okay.
I'll hug the trunk of the tree, try to use it as cover at a firing position.
Those of you who are taking cover, all of the cover you've described is what we call 1/4 cover. So feel free to add 1d to all of your dodge rolls this round.
Cool.
Okay.
Those of you who are perceptive and are being alert, you see an Imperial Army trooper alone, looking absolutely harrowed, terrified, and exhausted, bounding in your direction, heedless of what is in front of him. He notices a few of you, stands stock still, looks at you, glances to all those visible, looks behind him, and then continues to try to make his way in this direction.
Stun him.
He's afraid of something more than he's afraid of us.
That concerns me.
What you hear shortly afterwards is the sound of filtered voices saying, "There's the deserter! Get him! Blast him!" And into the clearing, you see these fine folk.
Yeah.
And by fine folk, I mean Imperial Stormtroopers.
Stormtroopers.
You have the jump on them in a surprise round.
All right. Well, that called for a blaster shot.
Agreed.
Yes.
Same here.
The way that initiative works in this is that you've got the jump on them. You're aware that something's coming. They're completely unaware of you. The first shot is going to be able to make this without the need to roll initiative. So the rules are not terribly clear as to who does make this shot. Would anybody like to call dibs on one of the white hats here?
I'll do it because I think I got do I have really good line of sight on this one?
You do.
All right. So that would be
I guess I should ask,
blasters.
how many actions would you like to take this round?
And it's -1d per each if I took 2.
Correct. And
All
if you get shot at, you will have to make a dodge roll, which will then drop an additional die from that roll later this round if you get shot at. I'm not saying you'll get shot at. I mean, there's just stormtroopers
Right.
here and shoot at things. I don't know what will happen.
What would be like I guess I'll take a shot at once each on these 2.
Okie dokie.
So that'll basically cancel out my water bonus.
Ooh, well done.
Rightmost one and the leftmost one. A 15 and a 22.
15 and a 22 at this range. Both of those hit, especially because they are unaware of your presence. They are not aware enough to dodge. So let's roll damage, and I'll roll damage resistance for them.
All right.
You're
18
going-
and 16.
Wonderful. The first stormtrooper is hit and stunned. His armor was able to soak some of that damage. So he is not doing anything else for the rest of the round. His bell is definitely rung, but he's not out of the fight. The second one, he is not quite in as good condition. He is wounded. So he goes down, takes a knee, but he's not out of the fight. So we'll just go ahead and mark him as wounded. Now let's go ahead and everybody else, let's make your perception rolls for your initiative. And wouldn't you know it, good guys go first.
Yay.
I should say go first if you wish. Do you want to react to them, or do you want to get the jump on them?
Oh.
I say we take the jump.
Yeah.
Yes. And
Same.
I'll be shooting that guy.
Okay. Let's give it a shot then.
Rather, I should say I'll be shooting at that guy. I'm not very good at it.
Pew pew.
Pew, 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 pew. I'm just waiting for the sound of ST legs.
Man. There are a few sound effects that I wanted to put in here, but I wasn't sure if they would pick up.
Yeah. My kingdom for a soundboard.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you. Who just did the probe droid?
That was me.
That was you? Okay, love that sound. It's like a terrible, like mine was not as good as Justin's, but it's like a diluted, like Minecraft villager.
Oh dear. Well, things are. Let's see. You got an 8 for your blaster roll. Here is the thing: is that Mr. TK57381 was able to successfully dodge out of the way of your blaster fire. Unfortunately, he was so surprised that he was not terribly careful as to what direction he was dodging into. And he happens to topple into Mr. MK9973 here. And both go down because this is obviously the Three Stooges of Stormtrooper training camps.
And there's 4 of them, so they can't even do math right.
Oh,
I feel like that's more backstory than most stormtroopers usually get.
I mean, reasonable.
Well, there's 4 of them, so we have Mo, Larry, Curly, and Shep.
And
Oh, yeah,
Shem.
don't forget Shem, yeah.
Oh, shoot Shem first. I don't care. Focus on him right now,
Nobody-
everyone.
No one ever
Nobody
loves
talks
Shem.
Anyway,
May I shoot stormtroopers? I would like to
You may shoot as many of these. You may shoot at as many of these stormtroopers.
That's fair. I'd like to shoot both of these two, so -1 for both of those. Yes.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, those were both bad. So that was a 6 and a 12, and that 12 has a sad 1.
Yeah, I honestly can't think of anything creative to come up for what's going to go wrong when you're blaster firing that isn't absolutely horribly cruel to somebody else.
Since there is someone right in front of me on our team.
Yeah, I don't like to punish. I don't believe in complications as punishments, and definitely don't believe as complications as punishments to people who did not make the roll.
There is that. Okay, so I miss wide on both of these fine gentlemen.
As a matter of fact, the second one just barely hits.
Oh, yay!
Ooh.
Okay, now, so the minus for doing multiple actions, does that also go to damage?
It does not.
Okay, then I will roll damage for the second one, which also has a 1. Dig it. Okay, that's 10 damage.
Okay, guys, what we usually do when we see this many ones is you exchange wild die. This dice is unlucky.
I gotta switch
put your wild die away, and we're gonna switch it on out. I mean, I don't know how you do that in Roll20.
So you slash our.
We throw away the laptops. We get on Amazon and order new ones.
That sounds right to me. No, I'm pretty sure that checks.
And we reconvene in after how long it takes to deliver them, unless you have Prime.
Which is still several weeks now, I think, technically.
Yeah, it is.
There we go. Okay, I think I fixed it. We're good.
I've heard people say that it's not as RNG as it should be. So rolling a bunch will reset it.
Preset, yeah, versus actual.
How many dice did he just roll?
100 d20. For frankly, a below average result, to be honest.
Yeah, it cycles the random number seed.
Yes.
So it should get a little bit.
What model blaster are you shooting?
Let me introduce you to the Westar 9000. And 1, because it's over 9,000.
Yeah, these two guys.
Okay, well, let's let Krev see how his blaster did. Yeah. Krev, what happened when that made contact with Mr. Stormtrooper here?
So I feel like Krev's still trying to get himself accustomed to weird planet, lots of noise. And as he takes that shot, he aims poorly, so I think I just kind of hit him in the shin a little bit.
Okay.
So we're just gonna hamstring him a touch. And I look at the guy that's running, the one who has chosen to leave his life in the bright white suit, and I tell him, "Get behind us. You want out? Get behind us. You can leave with us."
All right. So let's roll 5d for shin damage.
Okay. I think it did that. Yeah, it did 10.
Oh,
10 shin damage.
Okay. Sorry, I switched screens so I could see, so I could roll.
I also put 100 d20s in between you and reading anything else in the texture.
But since this, even though it was a low roll, even though he's wearing, considering that the Stormtrooper is wearing Stormtrooper armor, shouldn't a slight graze pretty much blow his leg off?
Oh, jeez.
There's only one way to fight. Oh my goodness. Okay. He did absolutely terrible with his shin resistance damage roll.
It's my personal favorite.
Yeah, he takes a knee and is just grabbing his shin, going, oh.
Yeah, been there.
In the future, he'll say, "Man, I used to be a stormtrooper, but then I took a blaster bolt to the knee."
He's got a real shindig going on here.
Oh, there it is. That's what I always hope for.
Do you bleep out puns on that? No, you don't.
No, it wouldn't be a City on the Hill game if there weren't as many puns as possible, frankly. Sort of our shtick.
We've got 2 stormtroopers that are wounded, one that is that's kind of fallen over, and one that is, this guy's really healthy. But these 2 have lost their actions for the round. So who is left to shoot?
Me.
Yay.
I'm shooting these 2 guys because I think they're the closest ones to me.
Okay. You're shooting both of those? Okay.
Yes.
Let's hit it.
So, like the person before me, I'm just rolling a dexterity so I can get the -1. That is 1. And that is 2.
Okay. What have we got for results? Okay. Let's see. One of those will definitely hit. Let's see how your second one does. Oh, I'm afraid that Mr. TK57389 is nimbly bounding out of the way in such ways that you never see in the films. These apparently are the unsung heroes of the Empire, because we have all 4 of them still alive and 2 of them in good enough position to shoot you.
May I do damage on the one that I damaged?
I think that maybe you should, actually, because I jumped the gun entirely on that part.
And I haven't gone this round yet either.
Neither have I.
Oh, see? More people.
See, this is what you get when you're as bad at math as these stormtroopers. Okay.
I'm just waiting for the TK57389 movie. He's hanging in there. I respect that. He deserves his own film.
So I rolled an 18. I'm assuming on this one, since he's my first one.
Okay. Oh, yeah. This one is now dropped to. Pardon me, I neglected my damage chart. This will take just a second.
Rolled a -7.
I'm curious how the soaking rolls work, because they always seem very interesting.
He is wounded twice, so he is not a happy camper. They have both lost
them and failed at one of them.
But all right, so now what are we doing? Who's next?
I'll go last since I went first.
Okay.
Well, first I'll be last. Last I'll be first. Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, we can do that.
All right, I will take a shot at this gentleman right here who's seen his 2 buddy else on his left get hit, thinking like, you know what? I'm feeling pretty good. I think I'm going to be safe. I'm going to be hurt.
Definite success. Let's roll damage.
Roll that beautiful damage footage.
Very nice. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. Ooh.
And he is wounded.
Does wounded have negative effects on your actions?
It does. You are minus 1d for all of your actions, and you have lost all the rest of your actions for the round.
Ooh.
So so he cannot dodge again. He's a sitting duck. Anybody wounded is just sitting there.
So my best choices are either try to take one out or wound the 4th guy, so they're all at a disadvantage. Let's see. I will try to hit this guy because he's not wounded. Try to get them all at a disadvantage. So I will attack 1. 27.
Ooh, okay.
Nice.
Wow.
Just rest that rifle right in the rock.
All right. That is definitely going to hit. And I'm
18 for damage.
going to subtract that 18 from his roll. And he has rolled some amazing 6s on his wild die. Unfortunately, his armor was able to take the shot.
Whoa.
Yeah.
These are the best stormtroopers ever. Why are they hiding back here in Scarab?
Seriously.
Don't see stormtroopers do this well usually. So
wait. Are these the stormtroopers or those death troopers in that pretty black?
That's it.
What it is that these are Imperial guards that are cycled into the ranks to keep them combat ready.
That's a terrifying concept.
That is not what I'm doing stat wise.
They're Imperial guards who are slumming it. They're covering a couple of extra shifts for some extra credits.
Yes.
Okay, we are going to take a shot here since there's only one of them that's in good enough shape to shoot. That is deep in, right? Because you're deep in that creek, and so we're gonna go ahead take this shot. He's gonna be at a minus 1d because he has dodged already this round. And so why don't you, how many actions have you taken this round?
I only shot once.
All right. So go ahead and give me your dodge roll minus the 1d for taking that action. And then plus 1d for having 1/4 cover. And that,
plus 1 because I'm in water.
And plus 1 because you're in water. So
-1, +1,
Plus
+1. So I'm at +1 total.
yes. So you should have taken another shot since you were in the river and it could have been a wash.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, and then Mike was kicked off of yet another podcast. Oh,
Just get out.
Okay.
I think if he kicked people off a podcast for that, he wouldn't have any players left.
He's not wrong.
Yeah.
literally 0 players left if I did that for puns.
Okay.
That is a really good roll with a 1.
So you guys, you got a 1 on the wild die, but we're just going to leave it in there and get this thing moving because these guys are still standing. And you're in good shape. He misses. He goes well wide because he is a stormtrooper. All right.
There we go. We got back around to it.
Top of the round. Who's shooting at what, or maybe even throwing things at people? Who knows?
Well, Nedros will
we should
attempt
take-
again. Same guy.
All right.
I'm really bad at this, so
Ooh, and he is strangely really good at this round. All right. He dodges nimbly out of the wounded way.
Virg will take, or my Virg, his name is Krev. There we go. We'll take two more shots.
All right.
The left pair of friends.
All right.
Let's go that one.
Yeah.
And
That'll
that
do.
one. 18 and a 16.
All right. Okay. We have got 2 hits.
All right. SR 35 blaster pistol damage. Go. And go.
Ooh.
18
nice.
and 17.
All right. Let's see how we do. Did I roll those public?
Yes.
Yep.
yeah, the
All right.
mod doesn't seem to have gone on.
No, it doesn't, but that's fine. Because I know where that takes us. Because that 18, he has lost all of his actions for the rest of the round. So his dodge is dropped down to 0. The second one is still where he is. Okay. So what are we doing?
So yeah, Krev takes 2 shots. They don't do great, and he gets a little frustrated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reasonably so.
Not going perfectly yet.
Did this guy move yet, or is he just still standing in the crossfire?
He is. Oh, good point. He has heard the call to come with me if you want to live. And so,
Essentially, yes.
Yeah, basically.
and he does say, "Give me a blaster! Give me a blaster!"
I don't give him a blaster. I consider it for a second, but I don't give him a blaster.
Yeah, you'd have to be hitting the spice pretty hard to fall for that one.
Okay. So he is going to hunker down. And who's next?
Oh, I'll go. This time I'll take a shot at this guy. And let's see. A mere 16, but 10 damage if it hits.
He is out of dodge for the rest of the round. This guy is not going anywhere. He's hit, but he's not dead. All right. What are we doing?
Oh,
next?
just a quick question. The wild die, that counts as one of the dice I would normally roll. So if I rolled 5, the wild die would be one of them?
Yes,
Yes.
Okay. So it is adding the extra one. I got it.
it is. Okay.
Truanna hasn't taken a turn yet.
Okay. I am going to shoot at these two guys again. It worked out so well last time. I'm going to try again.
I mean, why not?
Yeah. She's going to stand up a little calmer and be a little more precise. That is her intention. That would be 1. That does not look good.
Well, he has already been hit, hasn't he? So he's lost his ability to dodge.
That would be the second one. That one is better.
We do like that one.
Yep. So do damage on both of them?
Oh yeah, his dodge roll was spectacular, and in the you're gonna love it direction. So there we go.
Okay, here we go. Stormtrooper A.
Big money, no whammies.
Stormtrooper B.
Big money, no whammies. Yeah,
All right.
big money.
Let's see how we
That's
do.
the one that isn't damaged too, right?
What's that?
The one I rolled the 21 on is the one that hasn't been hit yet.
Yeah. Oop.
So hopefully I hit him this time. So she stands up out of the reeds and aims a lot more carefully this time and calmly and precisely hits these guys.
This one you just straight up drop.
Oh, yes.
So he is not going anywhere. This is enough damage. He's probably not dead, but it's enough damage that one of the prop guys has to run from off screen and blow out the fire that was
Jeez.
and then he runs back out. All right. And this guy is wounded twice. So he is not happy. All right. We have all of them are either no longer standing or have been wounded to the point where they have lost their actions. So they're going to be pretty easy hits. I don't usually, as a GM, encourage like, hey, players, do you want to do this? But I mean, double tapping seems pretty reasonable, especially when they've been getting way too frustratingly lucky on their damage absorption rolls.
At the very least, knocking them unconscious.
Yeah, considering the situation, I would say maybe leaving them at this point and making a run for it. But these don't seem like normal stormtroopers. So yeah, we should probably finish this off.
The guy you've legged probably is not going anywhere.
I mean, well,
all right. So, taking your shot.
I think he's the only. I think James still has action this turn. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So I will take a shot again against that one who I hit before.
Okay. How many shots are you taking?
I'll just take one.
Okay. Oh. Yeah, that's not a hit. I mean, that is
30.
something beyond.
That goes through one and reflects off the other side of the armor once it goes through the guy into the next guy.
I'll take that.
I am going to award a damage bonus as by the rules in the rules of engagement handbook, which I can count it as 1 point over the difficulty you get in damage. So
okay.
I believe that was a moderate. So go ahead and moderate distance. So go ahead and add 22 to your damage roll.
That seems unfortunate for him.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not add the 22 yet, so that would be 36.
All right, I'll add it on this end. So, the Stormtrooper M5-67382 sees his life flash. Oh wait, no, that's your blaster fire that is flashing before his eyes. There is not a Stormtrooper there. There are boots left smoking on the ground. So let's just go ahead and remove that token right there. Emboldened by your success, we're not going to roll perception again. Let's get this thing moving. I think that, and there's no way that they're going to beat your perception rolls anyway. Let's just hand this over to y'all kind folk. And who wants to go first this round?
I'll take 2 more shots.
Wonderful.
The middle one and the left one.
Middle and left.
Whoop. Okay, 23 and 14.
I like both of those. I'm really impressed by the fact that you guys have been able to rob them of their actions before they can really get going.
We're okay with that.
Yeah.
Damage for both?
Oh, definitely.
Okay. And blip. 11 and 15.
11 and 15. All right. Let's just add them together for 11, 15. You did 11, 15 damage, and said the one in the middle and the one on the left. Both of these guys have gone down. They're both incapacitated.
Ned's approaching the first stormtrooper, levels his blaster pistol at the guy's head.
How about you just stun him?
Hold on. Yeah.
Stun?
Stun.
Ah, okay. And he flips the switch on his blaster pistol over to stun, and then shoots.
Okay.
Of course, he'll probably still miss.
All right. Go ahead and roll 5d damage.
Oh, 5D.
Yes.
5d stun damage.
Yes. You don't do less damage. You just do different kinds of damage.
Well, this way you get to be stunning. That's never a bad thing.
Just something that Nedros has never been called.
Stunning, darling, is stunning.
Being short, very short and fat, and
stunning, darling, stunning. It's the most. I feel like it's the mustache. Looking at the character picture, I feel like it's the mustache that really sells it.
I love the mustache.
Yeah, this guy is not going anywhere for a long time. He's already in pretty bad shape, but they're not going to be able to bring him to for a while.
So is everybody incapacitated at this point?
I think we have everyone. Let me take a look at his condition. We have this guy who's not looking terribly great, but he's still ambulant.
Oh, we don't want him to follow us.
We want him to be more ambulanced.
Let's have less ambulant people. So let's shoot this guy one more time.
I got it.
You got it?
I got it.
Oh, yes, you do.
He got it. 27 got it.
Oh my. Okay. We're gonna do some rules of engagement rules here, and we're gonna add a bonus here. Let's see how he does.
And you got an 18 even with a 1. Wow.
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to also add a little bit extra to your roll because you just shot exceedingly well with some precise fire here. And let's roll some damage.
I got 18 damage.
All right. And we're also going to add 17 to that because you shot so precisely, aiming critically on the stormtrooper.
Okay, before we go, Krev grabs the Imperial, looks like low-end officer to me.
He has the look of an army troop,
Okay.
which are not as well trained or not necessarily as brainwashed as the stormtroopers are.
Okay. So I grab him by the collar. Right then. Did you come from the base over there?
No, I came from some way from the north, but I was stationed at that base a couple of years ago.
Are the ships?
Wow, this guy.
Ships? I mean, a few. I mean, there is a small hangar. It's mostly an intelligence training facility, but yeah, you have to have ships going in and out of there for resupply.
Well, of course you have to train the Empire to be intelligent.
Hey.
They definitely don't know how to on their own.
Did I know?
Yeah, this guy's definitely on the low end of the rank scale. He's an Imperial. Doesn't even have a British accent.
That's accurate. That's true. I forgot. That's part of the training.
Hey, my accent is every bit as good as Woody Harrelson's was. So, and he was passable. So,
Okay. So, could you get us in then?
no, absolutely not. Can't get us in. That's a secure facility. You can only be in there if you. Well, do you mean in the front door, or do you mean?
I'm not particular.
You in?
Probably just the hangar. We just need a ship if we're going to get off this rock.
I think that I can help you get in. I mean, I know what everything is on the base. I can help you out with what the general layout is.
Okay, lead the way then.
Thanks for listening to City on the Hill Gaming. For more information, you can find us online at cityonthehillgaming.com, email us at cityonthehillgaming@gmail.com, or find us on Twitter at cityonthehillgame. For more information on saving the game, you can find Peter, Grant, and Jenny at stgcast.org or at Saving the Game on Twitter. Thanks, and have a blessed day.
We are Geek at Arms, a podcast of three guys that just like to talk about whatever our geeky interests happen to be from month to month. We do every other month a film club film review of whatever we happen to be interested in. I think next time we're going to be looking at The Rocketeer.
And you can find us online at geekatarms.com, on Facebook at facebook.com/geekatarms, and on Twitter at armsgeek.
And in your grocer's freezer.
Of course, no, that goes without saying. Absolutely. It's right next to the Ben and Jerry's.
And if anybody is interested in learning more about the Star Wars role-playing game D6 versions, whether it's first edition, second edition, or revised and expanded, there is a forum that I frequent called the Rancor Pit, and it is just www.rancorpit.com, all one word, no hyphens, no nothing, just straight on rancorpit.com. And it's a wonderful discussion group.
Fantastic. And Kaza, thank you for joining us as well.
Thank you for having me. Anyone who likes Star Wars, there are many different cat species you can play. And I may have played almost all of them at some point in my life.
As you should. And Justin, where can the fine people find you on late internets?
Usually I'm Chivalry Bean on anything you might want to find me on.
And I know
That's
you're doing
about
a charity stream soon that will be before this airs, but we will put that on Twitter because I think I can grab your stuff off of the Saving the Game Discord.
Yeah, basically, you can still donate even after the stream.
Perfect.
We're doing 6K for water. Our church does the thing, and since we're not doing a whole everybody get together and walk together, I thought, what can I do 6K of? And I thought I can blow up 6K tons of Op4 in BattleTech. So I'm going to do a stream of that, and just it's an excuse to play games for charity.
Never a bad thing.
And if you do Team World Vision /participant/medal-4-water, or find it on City on Hill Twitter.
Yes, we'll put that up on the Twitters before he starts, because I think you start actually in like 2 days. And if you like more of our show, cityonthehillgaming.com or at cityonthehillgame on Twitter. Go check us out. Let us know what you think. And go check out my fine, I promise, I hope, editing work, as I'm now the one who edits the Nerd of Godcast Daily Devo podcast. So 5 days a week of nerdy Christian devotional goodness brought to you by a wide variety of very fun, interesting people. If you like Shanine Thompson or Scott Higo or Tony Talavera or their ilk, and by ilk I mean nothing but good things actually, go check that out, as we have kicked that back off, and we've even done some Star Wars. I did a Star Wars for Star Wars Day. We did a Star Wars devotion where I talked about Yoda, Yoda. I haven't done a Weird Al devotion yet. There's a thought. So there's a period during college where we tried, I don't know if it was this version of Star Wars or if it was the D20 Star Wars, but Ryan didn't understand how challenge rating worked.
Oh.
and Ryan was attempting to run a session.
Challenge rating works.
I mean, look, in some versions of games, yes. Well, I guess the scaling of challenge rating in that I had a party of 3 first-level characters, and I assumed it was okay, but a droideka apparently has a challenge rating higher than is acceptable for that kind of thing.
Oh no!
To note,
Yeah.
due to poor dice rolling, they still won that fight. But
It can't be too tough. It was in the very first scene of the first episode, right?
That's true. They beat like 2 of those, and that was only 2 people.
And surely they were only level 1 at that point, right?
Yeah,
the
probably.
beginning.
Special thanks to our Patreon backers, Tony from the Nerd Podcast and Ashley. We really appreciate all you guys do for us. You guys are awesome.